particle has an anti-particle. It's mirror image. Negative side. Bringing darkness instead of light. Every subatomic particle.
Right then, hello there. Red Mechanic here. Testing, 1, 2. Microphone seems to work. Connection seems stable. Picture seems to work. Right, hello there. Right, Dread Mechanic back for some more Apex Mechs survival kind of nonsense. So, what were we doing last time? Last time, we set up a moth to recharge the lamp bot, who I've currently got parked over there for the moment, because I did set up a few things before I started this stream. I went round and renamed everything, so it's a little bit easier to follow in the control panel, so everything's got its own individual tags, and that makes stuff a little bit easier to figure out. Oops, stuff falling over, that's fine. And I also added a couple of extra gyros to this dude so we could turn a little bit sharper. Yeah, and then off he goes. In fact, did I add those gyros into the control group up there? Because, oh no, yeah, they're turned off. Yeah, that seems to be fine. Right, so, things to do today. Right, what do I want to do today? One other thing I did do before I set up the stream is I did do a little bit of painting around the base. Pretty some of the stuff up. Recolour a few things. Oh, and also, while I was naming all of the blocks and groups and things and getting everything set back up, just getting everything renamed, I discovered, well, an unknown signal dropped into the base literally about 500 yards away, and it had 2 bits of grain inside it. So I've made some seeds with them, which means I now have some grain seeds that I can start harvesting and planting. And we may as well make a few more while we're here. So what seeds have I got left? I've got a bunch of apple seeds, and I'll make a few more veggie seeds. Make another 10 of them. We'll plant some of the grain, and then we can start getting some grain going. So, how is everybody this evening? Who's out there watching and lurking? Alright, let's plant them. Let's get my hood back up. There we go. Where did I put the seeds? I put them there. Let's get rid of that. Let's put that seed pack in there. We will do... fruit and grain. What have I got? I've only got 2 grains so far. Put them there. And then we'll just do a load of veg over here. Oh, hey player one, how you doing? Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. What have I got? 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just grow those for now. Because I think... how's my ice doing? 18k. So 6,000 litres out of 30,000 litres. Let's go and get some more ice. Right, other things I wanted to work on today. I think I'm also going to move the Lampbot's patrol route and just have him doing one side of the base and eventually set up another guy for over there, because I'm really concerned about the moth just crashing into those towers. Like he did with the solar panel, and I don't want to fix that again. And I don't want to fix the moth again, so I might just change up his routine. Potentially make a blueprint of both of them and build another set for over here, but we do still have that gaping hole in the ground, so I might leave setting anything up over here until we've got all that iron out. And then when all that iron is done, I can pave over it with blocks maybe and set something up over there. Right, where was our ice hole? It's here, isn't it? Yes, there's the ice hole. You know what, before we dig out that side, we should probably dig it out from the far side first and make life a bit easier. So if I park about... if I park about there... oh, actually, hang on. Let's turn on the projector. Where's that going to aim? Yeah, let's come back a little bit more. If I stop about there... and launch that drone... oh! Oh, silly me. I've still got creative mode on from earlier when I was taking some screenshots. And now I'm stuck in a hole. Alright. Alright, well I'll dig my way out of this. Oh, there we go, the ice is pretty shallow there. Oh, hello William, how are you doing, mate? Yeah, I'm gonna go get back in the truck so I don't get irradiated or smacked in the head with debris again. Ooh, yeah, can't see a damn thing, can we? There we go, a bit of light. That's a bit easier to see. It is mighty dusty here, William. Pertham is a horrible hellscape of very little ice, very little vegetation, and horrible weather. If the sun's not trying to irradiate you, the dust storms are trying to choke you, or the lightning storms are trying to zap you. I've got lightning damage turned off. That's the one thing that I've not got activated in this game is lightning damage, because I can't be bothered with it. If I did have it on, I'd have died about 10 times over by now. It has a nasty habit of targeting me when it decides to strike. Ah, come on, drone, are you full yet? Scarab. Drills are full. What are you doing? I'm getting there slowly. I haven't moved in a while. Hang on. Let's recall you. Let's recall you. Something's gone funky there. Yeah, William. It's a cool planet. I really like Pertham. It's settle down. Right, let's launch you again. Go on, off you go. Try again. Fall down the hole again. Just... There we go. Alright, you're actually digging this time. Ow, smacked in the face. Yeah, I'm also testing out streaming in a high resolution this evening as well, and seeing how my computer and my internet connection handles that. So I've previously mostly been streaming in 720p. My internet has been unreliable in the past, but I did some testing today and it seems to be okay streaming at 1080, so we'll see how well it does. That is pretty much the edge of that ice. It is just more or less wherever the green bit is, isn't it? Ow, smack the debris. Right, you're just chewing up rock again now. Let's call you back in. We might move the rig a little bit further back. Oh, cheers, player one. Yeah, I thought a few people had mentioned / complained that it was a bit low quality. So yeah, I thought I'd try upping the resolution a bit to see how well it works, and it seems to be okay. So going forward, I might be able to do 1080p streams fairly reliably, but we'll see how that goes in the end. We've got a whole bunch of stone in there that we don't need. Will my ejector system pull that out and get rid of it? Yes, it will. There we go, let's get rid of that stone that we don't need. Oh, that's in the ejector sorters on the Scarab. Oh, yeah, I can stay in there for now. Let's not worry about that. So, do. 65,000, yeah, that'll do for now. That's a nice chunk of ice. We'll take that for the moment. Oh, my cursor key. I had to directly modify some of the game files. It's not really something that you can make as a publishable mod on Steam or Mod.io as far as I know. Where am I going? I've gone past the docking bay. Basically, I just went into the game files on Steam on my PC and I edited the image file that the game uses for your cursor, or rather I replaced it with a different image. Are we in line there? Yes, we are in line there. Yeah, so now I've got a skeleton hand to go with my skeleton suit. But yeah, literally it was just a case of going into the Steam directory and just changing a file over. I've backed up the original cursor in case I ever want to change it back and got that squirreled away. But yeah, literally just swapping a file over. And I resized it slightly because it was a little bit small, and now because of the size of it, it kind of overhangs the info panel a little bit when you're hovering over stuff, but I'm not too bothered about that. I can still just about see what everything is. Yeah, it wasn't too difficult. Literally just editing a file in-game. Right, so we should have... There we go. A decent little stash of ice in here. Lovely. Cool, right. I'm not going to run out of ice for a while. What's that? Fruit seeds. I'm going to pop them. Oh yeah, that's a spare fruit seed. I'll just pop that in to there for now. Oh, we got some more vegetable seeds. Oh, you know what? I'll leave them. I'll do them on the next crop cycle. Otherwise, they'll just sit there for a while. Right. Other things I want to do today. Oh yeah. Alright, let's sort out the lamp bot. I want to change him up. Because last time the moth went to recharge him, it just crashed straight into the solar panels. Unless, actually... Unless I just add more waypoints. Make them fly clean over the top of it. Actually, yeah, we might try doing that. Let's change the AI up a little bit. We'll just make it fly a little bit higher. Let's put AI functions on so I can see them. We need to get into you, don't we? Let's detach you so I can take control of you. There you go, that's better. What do I need to do then? I need to add more waypoints, and what I shouldn't have done was moved him, because I need him to be. I need him to be in line with that docking connector. Now, oh yeah, everything is just controlled by event controllers, isn't it? How did I set him up? I might have to add a few more blocks to him to make him a little bit easier to use. Oh yeah, it gets triggered by relays, doesn't it? Relay. lamp. Yeah. What's that, player one? I love this kind of fine-tuning of existing builds. Yeah, I'm always looking to improve things. I mean, you can program something, or you can program something in a way that you think is going to work, and then when you test it in the real world, you realise you've got to make all kinds of adjustments. Because there's things you didn't account for, like it crashing into wind turbines. Which I didn't think about. So... that does those things, but I can't trigger that without sending a signal to it. So... let's bring them down a little bit. I might add a few more. Ooh, wrong button. Can't see past my microphone to my keyboard. Can we get on top of him? We can. Right. I might add a few more timers so I can trigger certain actions. Maybe. Yeah, in fact, it would be better to have... what's the wrong button? That's the right button. It'd probably be better to round up all of those actions that are in the relay into a timer. Because event controllers are amazing, things that they can do. However, the delay between an event controller being triggered and it actually performing its triggered actions can occasionally have issues on servers where it doesn't trigger everything quick enough, so nothing ends up happening. And I've noticed that if you put timers in there, they kind of help counteract that delay. What do I need? I need interior plate. That's why we have an access panel on the back of here. Grab some of that so I can place them. Yeah, so if you're ever playing with event controllers on a server and for some reason it doesn't seem to do what you've set it up to do, it might be a case of the server tick and the event controller's programming tick are slightly out of line, and one is happening before the other one and causing nothing to happen. So if you stick a timer in the way, or in between the two, the added delay of having to trigger the timer usually counteracts that. Why did I jump off him? I can access you remotely. Oh, actually, I need to weld them up, don't I? Grab some parts for that. Need more computers. Yeah, man, thank you. So yeah, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set up a pair of timers for auto docking the thing to make that bit a little bit easier. And I might end up putting timers in there for the launching as well, but I want to sort out the docking controls first. Right, so I've got control of him. Timers. Docking base. Docking. That's not how you spell docking. Docking lamp. Take both of them. Get rid of that. Right, so relays. What were you doing? Relay base. Set up actions. What was that doing? Turning on the AI. Lamp launch. Oh yeah, because those signals launch it, and then when it gets to the top of that AI route, that is when it triggers that instead. Right, yeah, okay. And then we do lamp dock. Yeah, okay. Timers. Oh. Took timer out of the name, so it's not going to say that anymore, is it? Docking connect. Oh, the timer's gone. Docking base, docking lamp. Right. So, I'll set up an action for that. What do we want to do? We want to make sure the AI is on. Oh, the AI movement is on. Lamp dock. Yeah, it's going to be that one, isn't it? Yeah, so on and play. Now, that detect timer, event controller, do I? That's turned off, and that's the beep of one of my farming robots making its way off. Let's... where does that turn back on again? That turns back on in one of the AI controls, I'm sure it does. Yeah, it turns on in the lamp, in the docking routine, doesn't it? Yes, that's already accounted for. Yeah, okay, so that can probably just be that for the moment. And I'll do the same thing for dock base. AI blocks, AI movement on, AI movement AI on. Base on play. I'll trigger that. Off he goes into the air. Oh, I already have set up a waypoint that's clear of the wind turbines. Maybe... oh, maybe it's his launching ones. Oh, crap, I'm getting radiated. I need to pop back inside for a second. Right, well that timer worked nicely. Cool, I'm happy with that. Let's just get in here before we die. Yeah, right, so you've done those vegetables. Cool. And we've got 30,000 ice in the factory cargo terminal. That's fine. I was wondering where that rest of that ice was. That's not a problem. We've got a nice little stash of fruit and veg building up. That's fine. Let's make some more food. Green pellets. And I'll make some more chili. What are those green pellets? Let's eat some green pellets. and try to get unirradiated. Never tell when the sun's going to irradiate you or not. Chilly. Right, there we go. We've got a decent supply of food on us. Can I go back outside without getting nuked? Right, okay. So that timer worked. I'm happy with that. Let's switch the lock on you again. So I can take control of you. Actually, I might need to... I need to get up on top of you. I've got... Yeah, I've got some steel plate on me. I've been playing so much SE2 recently, I keep trying to press Space Engineers 2 buttons that don't do anything in this game. There we go. And I can delete that because I don't want you to smash into it. Right, your launch controllers. Show on HUD, please. Oh yeah, you've only got that's the problem. You launch all the way up there, or you don't launch high enough. Right, let's add. Let's add another waypoint to that then. That could be number 1. Let's add another waypoint that is nice and clear of those wind turbines. That'll do. In fact, we'll move it forward a little bit because AI blocks get a little bit confused when they have to travel directly up or down. They seem to freak out a little bit sometimes, so we'll give it a little bit of forward. Which one are we on? We are on base launch. We are assigned to the right beacon. Add another waypoint. Cool, right, let's change those waypoints up. So, base, launch. What did we have set up there? When we get there, we did that. So now, instead, when we get to number 2, we are going to trigger that timer. And there's a lamp launch as well. We need to have a look at that. So we'll do lamp dock. We'll test that timer out. See if that actually does what it's supposed to. Where the heck are you going? Oh. You've become unassigned from your beacon for some reason. Alright, well, let's stop that and play it again. Lamp dock. Oh, hang on, you're assigned to the wrong beacon now. Lamp bot. There we go. There we go. Somehow got detached. Lamp dock. Oh, we might need to add some waypoints to you as well, actually. So let's detach you from there, light up a little bit. AI lamp dock. What are you doing? Let's turn that on. Ah, yes. So you'll fly right up in the air, and then you will aim for that. So, to add more waypoints to that, first we need to AI lamp dock. First thing we need to do is reverse that order. so they're backwards, and then the next waypoint we add will be number 4, and above number 3. We need to get in some sort of position, so about there. The AI block's slightly behind, so let's again get nice and clear of those wind turbines. AI lamp dock. Add waypoint. That should now be number 4. Then we go back to lamp dock. We can reverse them back again. So that is now number 1 at the top. Lamp dock timer trigger. There we go, and he'll fly to there instead, and then he'll fly to there. I didn't actually do too bad with that being that straight. Cool, right, he's attached again. Sweet, that'll do. Take that off. Fly away. AI dock lamp launch. That's what we need to look at next. So, lamp dock, you're off, you're off, you're off. You're on. Where is... hang on. AI lamp launch. Why are you not assigned to anything? AI lamp launch. Dum-da-dum-da-dum. I've just set you to look at that. You are on, you are on. But I see no signal. What's going on there? Lamp launch, you've definitely got a signal. I can see it there. Oh, let's turn them on, that'll help. There we go. Right, so that's launching to there. Let's make that launch nice and clear of the wind turbines as well. Yeah, that looks okay. AI lamp launch. Add another waypoint. And then we need to take that off there and do the base dock timer trigger on there. Docking base trigger. Base docking timer trigger. Alright, cool. Right, groovy. Okay, that worked. So, let's do a little test of the... Accidentally jumped out of that control panel. AI... Base launch. Turn that on. Turn that on, turn that on, base launch, play. So you'll fly to there, and then you'll fly up to there, and then you should be nice and clear of the wind turbines wherever the robot is. Then you'll fly over there. Alright, cool, that should be a half decent workaround for that then. Yeah, and then he drops into there. Cool. So if I detach him again, test the way back. Lamp launch on. On. Lamp launch play. And you'll fly right up there, clear of any wind turbines. And you'll turn on that one. You'll fly to that. That should be okay, hopefully. Right, groovy. I'm happy with that. Do moth spot. Although I do want to reduce the range on that. Cool. Okay, I think that is those guys sorted out. So if I set you off again, yeah, he's now got enough gyro to actually just about turn himself around. There he goes. He's now happy and on his way again. I'll have to keep an eye out for the moth launching and seeing if that actually works properly. I was just lie in bed and get the sun up and get energy at the same time. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, that's one of my farms. Ah, the sun is up. Groovy. Right, I'm going to take that out as well. Ooh, actually, while I'm here, let's do a bit of greebling here. I want to take that out and replace that with a different block. Take that colour. Yeah, we'll do that instead. Not a fan of having too many right angles. I like to have a... I like to get a bit of shape in there occasionally. If I can. There you go, that'll do that. That'll do that. Can I do the same thing over here? I'll have to... I'd have to move that button. Yeah, we'll have to move the button, but let's try it on this side first. Let's see what this side looks like. Take that out, take that out. That's got some panels on it for attachment points. Let's take that out. Put that in instead. Unfortunately, I can't get it up to the all the way up to the wall because that wall is actually occupying this block here, which is a bit annoying. But where did I put my railings? Have I taken them off for something else? Yes, it looks like I have. Because there's not enough room on the toolbar for all the things I want anymore. Let's put it there. Let's take that colour though. Yeah, so we could put that there, like so. And then we could... Oops, someone's beeping again. Have that there. Then we get a skinny railing on there. Where did I put the skinny railings again? There we go. Let's copy that colour. Where's the little ones? There we go. How am I short on construction components to building a smaller one? What? That makes sense. Oh, fine. I'll go and get some construction components. There's a cargo access here. Thank you. Oh yeah, that's something I forgot about. I always forget to put the background music back on. Let's do the same here. Alright, let's copy them. And what? You just turned on that airlock light inside. That's fine. That's easily replaceable. But putting a button there is going to be... oh yeah, I'm not going to be able to put the button there. I'm not going to be able to put a button there either, because of the way it's set up. But in theory, I should only need that button there. Yeah, because as soon as I put that rail in, it's going to occupy that space. Smeg. Yeah, we'll just replace the railing. It's only me by myself, and there shouldn't be any reason that I got stuck out here, and if there is, we can just change it. Be that colour. Where did it go? Is it that one? Yeah, it's that one. That's the right one. Cool. To be honest, I could probably find a way to attach a button somewhere else. Out here, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, so that is now a completely occupied space. I can't put anything there because of... walls. What was it doing? There we go. Come on, find the connection point. There we go. Bum, bum. Yeah, that looks a bit cooler, a little bit nicer. Thank you. Right, we should have more grain now. Right, we've got a little bit more grain. Let's make that into... Oh, in fact, that should have already been made into a few more seeds. Fantastic. Let's do some more seeds. What we got? Let's do 10 more of each of them. Oh, I've got more chili packs in there. Grab them while they're there. I only need 7 actually, that's fine. Right, so which ones take the... I work out the other day. Fruit and grain together, vegetables and mushrooms together, because they tend to grow at a similar rate. So we'll have a row of veg there. Bum, bum, bum. What have we got? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4 grains. And then we'll just fill this one with fruit. maybe eventually I will one day get lucky enough to find some mushrooms. What's that, player one? Didn't you put the airlock vent on depressure only, so if the inner door is closed and maybe locked, you don't need a button for the outer one? Yeah, technically I don't need a button for the outer one. That airlock on the greenhouse over there is based on the one I did a tutorial for, and I set it up like the tutorial, so it's got a button on all sides in case you get locked out by other players, but me being here by myself, there's always going to be one door open and one door locked, so it shouldn't really, hopefully, become an issue. It should be fine. There's no other players to lock me out. And even if I do get locked out, I can just turn the door back on again and open it manually. Right, okay, so we've got some grain going. We've sorted you out, hopefully, so you don't crash into stuff. I've given the lamp bot a few more gyros so he can turn a little bit better. There he is, over there, doing his thing. Oh, he was making his way to a waypoint, that's why he's been slow and weird. Right, so I found magnesium as well, didn't I? So I've got a... I did find magnesium last week, didn't I? So I can make ammunition. Yeah, I did find a magnesium source because I've got a signal for it somewhere, I'm sure. Yes, I did find magnesium. Why are those two waypoints still visible in the air? I'll figure that out later. Probably AI blocks on the moth I need to turn off. Right, so I might make a patrol robot to keep an eye out for spiders. I haven't seen one for a while. One did pop up while I was doing some off-stream stuff when I was renaming everything. But just in case, I want to have another robot patrolling around anyway. Yeah, let's try and make some kind of patrol robot then. Let's add another small hinge head on there. Weld that up just for safety's sake, at least a little bit. What kind of patrol robot do I want to make? And how do I want him to recharge? Because I don't have any uranium at the moment, so I'm relying purely on renewable energy for all of these robots. So he needs to be battery powered. And he needs to charge up some way or another. I could... Would potentially set the moth... Oh no, the moth would need even more AI blocks. I'd have to make another moth if I wanted to charge him like that, but I want to put a gun on top of him, really. So... maybe we can make a docking station for the robot to dock up to and charge at. Let's just build something and troubleshoot the problems later. So, how do I want to do this? What do I want to do? We'll build a spider robot of some description. Maybe something with more legs than the lamp bot. So how big is the zebra? You're quite... yeah, you're quite long. I want to build maybe something about the size of the zebra. Maybe a little bit more compact. Not something I can ride in, something that's just autonomous and does its own thing. Yeah, so your base is 2 blocks apart to give your legs a little bit of room. That's not too bad. How wide did I make you? Let me grab a block. It is... We're there. One... Oh, ugh, I'm in survival mode, I can't count it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide between your rotors. Might give you plenty of space inside programming. Yeah, okay, let's make a spider robot. Let's make some kind of spider robot. Now, charge port. Where do I want to put it? Could potentially put something on the bottom. Oh, hang on. Let's go and sit down on the couch and charge up while I think about this. I could build it. So because if I put a connector on top for a moth to land on, then I can't really put weapons up there because they'll just get in the way of the moth landing. But I would like to have another one. Oh, but it's also going to need to rearm as well, and I'd have to make a moth capable of carrying ammunition. That'd be a massive job in itself, so... Okay, right. Let's grab some blocks and get something started. Let's get... some white blocks for a nice clean palette to play with. So, it will need to be... 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on, what did you say with the zebra? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so 7 wide, 7 long. With the legs offset by 2 blocks. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll put a 7th one back there. Although 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That'll be the centre. I want a docking connector down there so I can connect it up to stuff. Different colour for the internals. Yeah, I might put one of them there to make life a little bit easier later on. Oh, that's something I forgot to do when I was doing off-stream stuff, was sort those buttons out. Cool, okay, oh, let me just get a little bit higher. Thank you. Right, so we'll have a docking connector under there, actually. Take you off. Put that docking connector on there. I might build it a docking port that comes up out the floor somehow. Or that it can rest into. Yeah, okay. We'll go with that for now. Then some more blocks, so what do we say? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 7 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the middle. Yeah, that seems like it'll be excessively wide. That 7th one is where the leg rotor is going to sit, not where the frame is going to sit. Dibby. Oop. That can come off. That can come off, that can come off. Oh, actually, I know a better way of building that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that can go. That can actually all go. That can go. We'll have that there. That can go there and there. And then we'll have some rotors. Right, I need to get that welded up. Preferably without touching those rotor heads so they don't spin round. Yeah. Run out of space. Yeah. Right, we'll make some parts. Come on, find it. There we go. I need to build some kind of welding machine at some point. Might plan that for the next stream actually. Maybe get some welding arms built in here somehow. I could just build a welding ship, but that's the easy way out. And that requires me trying to fly a small ship around in a confined space, and I don't fancy doing that in SE1. It's a bit precarious. Right, that's that. Let's weld up these blocks. Yeah, I've got that, and let's get up there for that. And we'll grab some blocks from there. Oh, hey, old man gaming. No worries, man. What's that? Sorry for being late. Was catching up on some motorbike racing I missed earlier in the year. Not really. All I've done so far really is reprogram the Moth a little bit so he clears the wind turbines now, in theory, and doesn't crash into them. That's pretty much all I've done so far. I'm just starting to build another robot that I'm hoping to have patrol around the base and keep an eye out for spiders. But yeah, I'm just currently messing with some ideas of how to do that. Because as I was saying before, obviously I am solar powered and wind powered at the moment, so he needs a way of being able to connect up to something somehow to recharge, and he also needs a way of automatically rearming when he runs out of bullets. So trying to figure out how to build him and also how to do that idea as well. Right, is that everything welded up so far? Yeah, that is everything welded up so far. Let's lift you a little bit higher then. Actually, that might be a bit too high. Right, so that can be a basic sort of layout for his torso. Batteries and power. We can probably make a tail pod on the back for a battery, because he's going to need a large one, and that's going to take up a bit of room for his conveying. What could we do about conveying? Because I need to start putting in pieces for his walk controls. Let's bring them down a little bit. In fact, just bring them all the way down. So I kind of want this thing to have... Well, actually, I've not really decided where I want the weapons to be. Oh, hey player one, since this is the construction garage, put some small grid large conveyor arms from the ceiling. Yeah, something like that is what I was thinking. At some point. I'm not going to do it in this stream, because I haven't got a plan for it yet. I might make a creative world and play with some ideas and see what works, and then bring them over here at some point in the future. So where do I want him to have guns? The idea I've got in my head is like a little walking tank with a turret gun on top of it. And cargo underneath. So, right, let's have a... I need to charge up. So, if I put another conveyor in on top of that, I can then have that routing around any controls. Possibly around the back and over the top. Because I need to get his AI and his gyros as close to the center as possible. Because center of mass is it's fairly important when you're building ships. It's super important when you're building mechs, because they are very susceptible to gravity. Yeah, right, we've recharged. Let's have a wee bit of food as well. So if I pop another one of them up there. Okay, let's plan a few things. So, AI... Oop, fell off, wrong button. So, AI... Flight block for moving. Ooh, don't you go weird, please, internet signal. Thank you very much. Sorry about the connection going again. It seems to be back now. I'm hoping everything is still running. Yes? Okay, cool. Old man gaming, what you're saying? I love watching you build these bots. I've messed around with your tutorials, just struggling to get your head around all the event controllers, timers, lights. Yeah, to be honest, I'm always in like constant active development of new ideas and how to do stuff in Space Engineers, because every few updates they change things up a little bit, enough to be able to do things I couldn't do before. Defensive block, task block. Right, what do we want then? Because we want... this is where programming... return route is going to get complicated. Task block. So I'm going to need a task block for him to troll. And I'm going to need a task block for him to return back to wherever the docking station I end up building is going to be. He's got AI movement, AI that. AI offensive block, because I need him to be able to track targets. So if we put the AI control in the front, we can possibly put the walk control in the back and just have a feed up to the turret at the top, and any other stuff that I need can go in the sides. Yeah, that might work. That might work. Oh yeah, what I was saying before, Old Man Gaming. A lot of these things that I do, I'm constantly like revamping and reassessing and coming up with better ways to do stuff. To be honest, a lot of the stuff that I do with event controllers to make mechs walk is like directly reverse engineered from the advanced walker script that a lot of the mech engineers Discord community use. I used to play with it myself a little bit when I first moved to PC, and then event controllers became a thing, and I started trying to work out ways of replicating what that script does with vanilla blocks. So like the gyro balance system I use is like directly sort of reverse engineered from that script, and a lot of the stuff that I do with the timers is kind of inspired by how that script works. But yeah, I'm always trying to figure out new ways of doing stuff. Right, so how many event controllers do I need for the walk cycle actually? How many did I put in the lamp bot? I did give you 4. Go back to that again, please. Your rotor is going 15 RPM with 4 of them. Oh, you know what? We'll just squeeze 4 in. We've always got the option to make it faster then. What's that? The flat can sorry, I've got my glasses on. Player 1, what about the flat conveyor converter on the connector? I should, if I've set this up right, I should have enough room to just run a couple of conveyor blocks through the centre and build a turret on the top of him. Because I reckon his body is going to end up being about up here, maybe 2-3 blocks higher than that. Speaking of that lamp bot, he is on 10% power now. Right, that should be triggering in a second. We'll see if the changes I've made to him have broken him in any way. Oh, I'm getting irradiated by the sun, obviously. That's low. That sends that signal. Now at 10%. He was doing weird stuff. What's he doing? Right, you've got to minus... I've broken something with his programming. Low, that is supposed to send that signal. It's turned that thruster off. It's reset the legs. It's not stopped the AI though. The AI is still active. Yeah. Yeah, because I changed some stuff, didn't I? What did I change? What can I do to fix that? How did I activate it in the first place? It was a light, wasn't it? Where's that lamp gone? Oh, it's that one. So maybe instead of that and that, it just turns that off instead. Right, let's turn that off. Lamp, active light. Off you pop. For a second. Okay, so why didn't you send that signal? Why didn't you call the moth over? You should have called the moth over. What signal were you sending? That one. It's the only relay that's on here, isn't it? That one is on. Send signal, number 7. Not doing nothing. Why are they not doing nothing? Why is that not doing nothing? Moth. Relay. Lamp. Why are your relays off? That's why that didn't work. Why are they off? Have I added them to a group by mistake? No, I haven't. They were just off. Oh, I might have turned them off when I was testing something earlier and forgotten to turn them back on. That's probably what done it. What can I do then? Let's see. Let's do lamp bot control. Let's set the battery low, a little bit lower for a second. We'll set it to 9.5. We'll turn him back on. .7, right. Put it there instead. Hopefully when he wears that battery down a little bit lower, should trigger. There we go. Right, okay, he has now stopped. And he has actually called them off that time. Cool, right, that's what we wanted. Battery full. That sends that signal back to the moth, telling him to bugger off. And then what it's going to do is it's going to reset the AI if I do it this way. And he'll end up heading back here, but hopefully it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Where's that light? Nope, not that one. We want it to turn on when it's recharged. Threshold full. Right, we're going to put that back to actually being full. We can put that back to 10, and then that should be okay now. Hopefully. Right, we can get back to doing this one. What are we on? Hour and 20. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, right, what was I doing over here? I was thinking about AI controls and walking controls, so let's weld up that stuff first. So that's the bit I need to get running before anything else. Right, those event controllers are going to control the overall walk cycle, and this timer is going to be triggered by them, so walk cycle timer, controller walk cycle 1, copy all, then we'll have 4 of them, which we will offset by 90 degrees each, so we can get 4 times as many triggers out of this timer, because you can only make the lowest you can set a timer to trigger is once per second. Scarab cargo empty. Why did I get that signal then? Oh, it was like because I was doing that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the lowest you can get a timer to trigger is once per second. Whereas if you get the precise timer script, you can get them to go as fast as you like. And if you don't want to use a script, you can use this little trick using event controllers and a rotor. And the rotor is going to spin like a clock. Or it would do if I had steel plates. There's some steel plates. Yeah, the rotor will spin like a clock, and then the event controllers will count it, basically. The right way around, is that 0? That's 90, 180, there we go. We'll have that there. In the centre, at the back. Get that welded. Realistically, I don't actually need to weld up the rotor head, but I might as well. So, walk, cycle, rotor. I'm going to put a little bit of torque on that, because we want it to free spin, but we also want it to be able to stop and not just spin forever and ever and ever in a circle. And we don't need to change anything else with that right now. What we do need to do is think about legs. And how we're going to build some legs. So what did I do over here on you? I did. Oh yeah, ooh, actually. I've got an idea. I would like to try and build some legs out of these new rounded corner blocks. Just these rounded blocks, rather. So they're quite cool. Let's bring you down a bit, actually. I can do something like that. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, because that's pretty much that, but with those blocks, and then I can put a hinge on the end. Hinge on the end, the rotor directly on the hinge, to act as a bit of a shock absorber, because hinges don't really like lateral movement. And I can set the legs up the same with another rotor and some wheels. Yeah, okay, so let's replicate that on here. Yeah, I reckon that'll look kind of cool. Let's lift you up again so I can get underneath. What block did we go with? We went with the sloped one, didn't we? That's the one. Pick a bunch of them on there. Let's get the skinny one on the end. Or actually, maybe we can have a mix of both. Maybe we can have the round bits on the bottom and square bits on the top. Ooh. Let's copy that colour. For now, anyway. What do I do with the sides of those legs? Ugh. Yeah, because I did put some... Yeah, put some extra armour on the sides, and it's just under there. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to do that. Then I'll find other places to try and squeeze in more of these round blocks. What do I need? Construction components for them. Oh yeah, because they're only made of construction components, aren't they? Construction components. Nope, I haven't got any. Not in stock. Where are they? Let's build a couple hundred of them. Go. And I need material plates. Oh, and I need energy. That's more important. Let's recharge for a second. Cool, right, energized. What did I need? Interior plates. Should take a big pile of it. If anyone's got any suggestions for colour schemes or the white bits, feel free. I usually tend to just paint in white or light grey or something to begin with. Just so it's kind of like a blank canvas, and then work out colour schemes along the way. Right, let's then weld it up. Before we go any further, let's start naming these legs. So, leg rotor, front left 1. We'll just set you up like that for now. No, a little bit more than that. We don't need to really change any settings at the moment. Let's just copy that name. We'll work out leg positions in a minute. So that can be middle left 1, and that can be rear left. And that gets to be front right. Middle right. rear right. Let me just check on you guys still charging. That's fine. Right, so that's them, that's them, that's that. Let's lift you up. Actually, let's get some hinges on. Then we'll lift you up. Make sure they're all facing the same direction, otherwise the programming will get a little bit messy later on. So one. Do them for now. And make some more parts, obviously. Well, as the storm died down, that's good. I really wish we could get larger blast doors. Hangar doors. Because the hangar doors we do have, they're a bit small, really. Don't want that. They're a bit small a lot of the time for the stuff that I want to build. So I never end up using them. I know there's mods for bigger ones, but I like to try and keep my games as vanilla as I can. Relatively speaking. Right, that's that. Knock that hinge over. Right, so they're all welded up, so then that can be leg hinge, front left 0, 2. That gets to be mid left. Ooh, hang on, actually, before we go any further with that, we need to set some things up first, so that's too many of them. There we go. Do that, we'll do that, we'll do that. We will show inertia tensor on, copy all, we'll do that for now. So that can be middle left, copy, paste, that can be rear left. And this one gets to be front right. Let's try and get you back close to 0. That'll do. Mid rights. Rear right. Okie doke. Right, this is going to have to come out. That's going to be in the way. So what did I do with the leg over here? I might change it up a little bit. Actually, I'm going to change it up a little bit. My microphone by mistake. So, what do I want to do? I want to have the legs be a little bit more protected. That is not what I want. I don't want a drill. Yeah, okay, I've got an idea. So, let's grab that colour again. Put that on there, like that. Let's angle you back a little bit. fact, let's angle you forward a bit first. Because I want to get that on top. Bring that back. Lock under there, and then we're going to put another rotor on the end of that. Like so. Yeah, I want to go the whole hog and put brake controls into it as well, because I might... Oh, there he goes, he's off again. He's heading back to there, to his starting point. Oop. I presume that's the sound of meteorites. Moth, what are you doing? What are you doing, Moth? You're doing strange things. You should be docking. Lamp launching. Oh. I see what's going on. You're trying to get to that waypoint, but the lamp is moving. And you're struggling to figure that out, aren't you? Yes, you are. That's what you're doing. AI lamp launch. Trying to get to waypoint 2. But he can't because... is he not fast enough? I don't want to... Oh, he's infinitely flying up into the air. He's doing that daft thing, isn't he? Because he needs more down thrust. Yeah, he's doing that stupid thing. He needs more down thrust. Bump, bump, bump. Base, dock. Trigger that. Are you coming back in now? You happy now? Yeah, the AI blocks get a bit fussy when they haven't got enough thrust to do the things they want to do in each direction. So with flying drones, if you ever find they're drifting off into the air, it's usually because they don't have enough down thrusters to push themselves back down, because they don't think about gravity, they just think about directional thrust, from what I can tell. I think I need to put a few more down thrusters on him. Yeah, because you've only got 2 of them on you. Even though you've only got 2 in each direction. Other than the up thrusters, but I think it's because he's got so much up thrust fighting against so little down thrust. I'm gonna run out of energy. Right. Let's recharge and get the sun back up, so I can recharge and see what I'm doing. There we go, that'll do. Oop, stuff it away. At least the lamp bot's working happily. Do I still have... No, don't. I'll grab some steel plates. Oh, just give me the right one. There we go. That'll do. Right. Thrusters. Oh yeah, I was putting stuff out of him that I never filled back in, did I? Yeah, let's fill them back in while we're here. And then maybe just cover those timers with some armor plates. We need to get a bit more down thrust in you, don't we, mates? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. You know what? Might just put one more on the back here. Then they're not going to be symmetrical. You know what? Let's take that out. Where am I? In fact, let's just grab my upgraded thrusters. There we go, 2 of them. Then I need some metal grids. Oh, I didn't grab the thing in build planner, did I? No. Grab that. Need more motors. Go, more motors. Yeah, we'll go around. Maybe I just need to build a set of stairs here permanently. Right, copy all thruster. Moved all the access terminals. It's underneath where I can't get to the bloody thing. Moth thrusters. We'll add them into the group too. Hopefully that extra bit of thrust helps. If not, we'll just add more until it works. Right. It should be a while before it needs to recharge anyway, so let's get back to this one. What are we on? 145. Oh, cool. Right, well, I'll probably have a little break in about 15 minutes to get a warm cup of tea. But we'll finish this leg off first. Right, we'll get bits for that. Thank you. Sweet, and then what else did I do with that leg? It was a tube, and then a remote control for the brakes, and then a short suspension. To reconnect. Reconnection successful. Back at full power again, for no discernible reason. It just likes to cut itself out every so often. Sorry about that. Should be back in action. And I did also tweak my stream settings on Twitch, so that shouldn't have killed the Twitch stream. It still seems to be running. Yeah. Okay, internet, you just mess me about and terrify me every 45 minutes or so. Hello, Mech 410 or 410. Yes, that drone is using legs. He is... where's he gone? He's over there. In fact, I've got a few things with legs. I've got this guy here as well. He has legs. Right, disconnect him. He walks around. Oh, I do need to reduce his friction slightly. Because the friction settings in Space Engineers 1 are a bit of a mystery. But yeah, this guy walks around. The lamp bot over there walks around. He's only got 4 legs though. And I'm in the middle of building another robot that is also going to walk around. Although I do have to be careful over here because there is a big hole in the ground. This guy's also got drive capabilities too. That guy doesn't, he just walks. This guy can drive though. I don't want to fall down the big hole. Can I get you in a decent position to reconnect? Yeah, I might have to switch him to drive mode. It can be a bit awkward trying to get him to dock back up in walk mode. He tends to wobble about a little bit. Let's just drive back. There we go. There we go, docked back up. What's that? Mech 14. You can never seem to get legs working for drones. Does it walk around? Does it have a purpose? The blue and white one with the lamp, his entire purpose is just as a walking lamppost. Somebody suggested it in one of the other streams a couple of weeks ago, so I thought I'd build it. Or build a walking lamppost. And he's got a little bit of an advertising billboard as well. And I've been thinking of putting sound blocks in him as well to play music, but I've not got around to that yet. But yeah, his only purpose really is a walking lamppost to illuminate my base a little bit in the dark. And I might make some more of him at some point. But I'm currently building a patrol robot that's going to keep an eye out for spiders for me. Hey, so we're going to have that there. We are also going to have a remote control block on the end of the foot. Because I might set up braking controls for it so it can stop quickly. Yeah, I probably will. It'll stop it sliding about. And then, alright, we need to get that welded up. And we need to get it named as well. Oh, cheers, Mac. Cheers, Mac. Yeah, robots are... Did I even get that? I did get that. Building robots and space engineers is kind of my thing. I like to build things with legs unnecessarily. Because it's more fun. Or rather, I enjoy doing stupid things. That, and then a suspension block on the end. Yeah, okay, well, I'll build the rest of those legs and get them built up before I lift that any higher, because it's going to start getting... In fact, it's already going to be tricky to get to those legs. So let's bring you down a bit. Actually, I need to tip that forward, because I need to get some blocks on here. But I need steel plates. Always running out of steel plates. Yep, always running out of steel plates. Let's just make another 1,000. Actually, on that subject, how are we doing for iron? Do I need to go and get any more? 15k, that's alright. That'll last us a half hour or so, probably. Right, there we go. Steel block. We're going to have some of them on the ends of there. I need to tip all of these down so I can actually get to the top, just to put the little spiky bit on the top on it. Go. Made that a little bit easier. Cool, right, what else did I do with the zebra's legs? How else did I armour that up? Oh yeah, I want to armour the sides up a little bit and try and protect that hinge slightly, if I can. And then that's all for later. Right, so pointy bits and the weird shaped bits. Hello, lamp robot. So pointy bits. Do that bit in a second. Oh, bloody contextual buttons. Right, that can be that, and then what side's what? That's the one. One, two, three, that's the opposite one. That, and that. And that, and that, and that. Oh yeah, and then we need to extend those legs out a bit, so we need to move them. That can go there. Oh yeah, we need to do the base of these legs as well. That was the bit I was supposed to be doing. Right, and then we need to do those ones again. Oh, wrong side of the leg, that'll be why. 1, 2, 3, that's the opposite side. That can go there, that can go there, and then that one, that one. That one. Right, let's weld those bits up. We've got some slightly better protected legs. Well, I've still not seen a spider for a while, this entire stream. I'm sure the last update made them rarer on Pertum. Used to get a few more fairly regular attacks. They've now been very, very rare. I might have a look into modding the game and making the spider attacks a bit more frequent, because I was hoping for a few more spider attacks. But it's been fairly quiet, this stream. I'm worried this robot's not going to have a lot to do. Right, so what else can we do with that? Oh yeah, we can put some armor panels. Where are they? Next one, that's the one. Put some armor panels covering that, and armor panel at the top. So that rotor's a little bit more protected. Right, let's reposition all the other legs so we can build the rest of them. Pull that back. Pull that back. What are we on? Nearly on 2 hours. Right. I am gonna quickly go and have a bio break and grab a fresh cup of tea. And when I come back, we'll finish off these legs and we'll set up his walking controls and get the walk cycle, or at least the basic walk cycle, up and running. But just in case any spiders decide to attack me, I'm going to sit in here on the couch and watch some television. So I will leave you with a nice view of the base and the robot walking around. And I'll be back in like 5 minutes, so don't go anywhere. Won't be long. Right, hello, I'm back again. Ah, lovely dust storm has settled in, has it? Fantastic. Right. What are we doing? Let's get back to... we'll probably have to wait for the dust storm to settle then, aren't we? Okay. In the meantime, while we wait for the literal dust to settle, I might do some more greebling in here. Where's my hood gone? There it is. So I want to replace some more of these floor blocks. Well, some more of these steel blocks with floor ones. Can't really replace those ones at the edges, so I was thinking of just doing a line down here. Of floor blocks. Which decals should I go for? Thinking of doing something like that either side. Yeah, I think I'm going to do something like that for the moment. Hopefully the dust storm will settle in a minute. Steel interior plates. Construction components. I'm going to need more construction components. Construction components. There we go. Yeah, and then we'll do the same the other side. It looks like the storm's starting to die down a little bit. We'll get back to the robot as soon as possible. I've just already died at least once or twice to debris smacking me in the side of the head, so I don't fancy doing it again. So I'm just going to wait the storm out. Typical. Sure, I just picked that up. Oh, could not. Withdraw. There we go. There we go. Now we're pressurised again. Yeah, you know what? I might put those ones out as well. Put another floor block into there. Where are we? There we are. Need them. Need all that. There we go, that goes all the way down. We've got living space that side and storage and business side that side. Cool. Oh, sweet, the storm stopped as well. Perfect timing. Let's carry on with the robot legs then. After I recharge a little bit and eat some more food. Right, groovy. Okay, so legs. I need to put another block on the ends of each of them. As well as a block on the side of them. We'll weld that up while we're here. Right, then more rotors. That's right. Way around. When you're programming stupid stuff like this, it's a good idea to orient all your rotors and hinges in a way that makes sense to you, or at least one that you can keep track of. Because if you end up putting something on backwards by mistake, it can cause you some problems down the line. Ooh, button. Alright, so let's fill up on the rotor bits. Attempting reconnect. Reconnect successful. Back at full strength again. Right, okay. You're just doing that this evening, are you? Are we still running? Yep, we're back again. Yep, okay. Yep, Twitch is back, YouTube's back, everything's back. Back in internet connection. Yeah, right, that's those rotors. Those rotors, and that's those rotors. And yeah, I should say again, in the event that my stream does die completely, I will just restart another one, because I always stream for 4 hours on Sundays and we're only 2 hours in, so if it does completely break, just go back to my YouTube page. And I will set another stream immediately afterwards, but it should be okay. It just likes to do a random disconnect every 45 minutes for some reason. What was that saying I need small rotors for? Oh, small tubes. There we go. Give me small tubes, thank you. Right, we all welded up now. Groovy. Right, so leg rotor FL03. That gets share inertia tensor as well. That gets some of that. That gets a bit of torque. These aren't going to move anywhere, so we're going to take everything out of their limits so they can't go nowhere. Just make sure they're definitely in the center. Yep. Copy all. I'm going to paste that onto all of the others. That can be rear left. That's going to be front right. Copy that. Mid right. Yep, everything's mid right. Wrong button. And rear right. Cool. Okay, so then what do we need for them? Interior plates. Run out of that again. Let's just make a whole buttload more of it so we don't run out. Right, so then we're going to put a bunch of remote controls on here. I know it looks weird. And the reason I'm putting remote controls into the feet is because you can use remote controls to toggle the brake signal on and off from across a subgrid. Because normally, to activate the brake signal on suspensions, the suspensions need to be attached to the same control seat, but remotes act like a control seat and they can play with the same signals, which is what I've done on him. So, do a quick example. Let's take off from there. Let's move away. Stick him into drive mode. So when I hit the spacebar, that is triggering an event controller, which is triggering the. Hang on, have I hidden it away? I have. So that brake control is that thruster is triggering a light, and that light is sending a signal to the handbrake and turning that on and off. So I can use the handbrake through, what was it, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 subgrids, maybe 3 actually. So I'm going to give this robot the ability to brake. Well, I might do. I'm at least putting the parts in to make that possible if I want to. So let's grab some bits for them. Cool. Now, in terms of leg positions, I might just steal the leg positions off this one. Copy settings, all but name. Because it's mostly the same orientation. Yeah, I might have that at 0, we'll see how that works. Yeah, it's pretty much the same kind of layout with the legs, so I'm just going to copy them. Copy all but name. Copy, paste. Oh yeah, I should have done the back leg first. Do the front and back legs, then do the middle legs. Copy all but name. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's do the other side. Why are you going the other way? Why are you going the wrong way? What was that about? Copy all but name. Did I not copy that properly? Or are you just misbehaving? You're just misbehaving. We'll have a limit. There we go. You're just misbehaving. Copy that. Do the back leg first. And then we'll do the middle leg. Now, I have set up the leg hinges very differently, so I'm not going to be able to directly copy those settings.